Okay, Veronica, so could you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so is this the email that I have here? Does it look like the one that you received from Lowe's when they sold a job to you?
Yes.
Okay, so the very first one, like I said, will be the ISST. You can just go ahead and review it just to make sure everything looks fine. And then the second one will be the purchase order form. Go ahead and download both of those and save them locally to your computer. Give me one moment while I download this for you. Once you have downloaded both of those files, you can then go ahead and go into Measure Square and go to your contacts and create a new customer. The customer that you're creating is a Lowe's store that you are dealing with. For example, in the case that we are dealing with Lowe's store 240, I'll just go ahead and enter Lowe's 240 into my new store. Select on New and enter their information as indicated. Lowe's store 240. If you have their address, you could enter it here and also enter their email address. Entering their email address will be useful so that you have the contact information on file when you are ready to send the completed estimation packet. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Once you have entered all the information and everything looks fine, go ahead and hit save. The system will now generate a new store for you. Once you have generated that store, now you can go to Jobs and select the new job. This is now where you will create a new job profile and upload the ISST in the purchase order form. First, select. Okay, so from this page, just go ahead and select on New. And now the system will ask you to browse so that you can select the ISST in the purchase order so that the system can extract the information for you. Select on Browse and find the file that you need to upload. Select Upload, and now the system will extract the information for you. Verify that all the information looks correct, such as the job name. You can also assign this job to a rep by selecting the down arrow and selecting the rep that you want to assign it to. Verify that all the information, such as the address, looks fine. If everything looks fine, go ahead and save so that the system can generate a new page for you. You will see now that we have a Veronica P job profile. If you select on that page, you will see about midway down that we have the ISST in the purchase order form. The next step now is to create a new diagram. Select directly to the right of where it says Diagram C++, select New, and the system will now take you into takeoff mode. Create your diagram and add any products that you need to, and then proceed. This part, just fast forward. Once your diagram is complete, you would want to go over to the Estimate tab to make sure all the information is correctly estimated. Select on the Estimate tab, check All to make sure all the products that you applied are estimated, and then select OK. The next step after that is to go to the worksheet and import the information. So if you import estimation, the information from the estimate will be dumped into the worksheet. The information that appears here will be how it appears in the ISST order form. Do you have any questions so far?
No.
No? Okay. So from this worksheet tab, you would simply go to File, then upload the project so that it goes onto our server. You will get a print option that asks you which items you want to include in your print option. Select the ones that apply and hit OK. Now the system will begin to upload this file for you. Once it is complete, you will get a notification that it has saved successfully, and select OK. Once you select OK, the system will now bring you to step 2 of 5 to make sure that you can select the ISST to match up with the diagram that you just created. Select on the third option that says Select Already Uploaded ISST Order Form, since we have already uploaded it, and select Next. Step 3 of 5 is asking you to append what you want from your item description, how to appear on the Append To on the ISST order form. So for example, this 12-foot carpet under my item description, I would want it to fall under the carpet square footage on my Lowe's ISST order form. Once I have appended all my products, I will round up the quantity so that I get a full integer. Then I hit select next. Step 4 or 5 is just to verify that the data has transferred over and that everything looks fine on the ISST order form. Review everything on the order form just to make sure everything looks fine. If you need to make any changes to the order form, you can do so, such as the rooms. For example, if Lowe's indicated that you would only be measuring the bedroom and bathrooms, but you ended up also measuring the kitchen, you can also check and uncheck any other rooms that you have measured. If you need to add any comments to any of these fields, you can click above any of the dash lines and enter a comment manually. Once everything looks fine and you've reviewed the ISST, you can go ahead and save it so that the system can create this estimation for you. Select Save Anew, and the system will save this diagram for you so that you can begin creating a new estimation. If we go back to the Floorlink tab and go to the job for Veronica and we refresh the page, we will see that we should have a finished estimate. Now that we refresh the page, if we go to where it says finished estimates, we have a finished estimate for Veronica. If we click on her name, we will get a pop-up that's asking us to sign in. Enter the credentials. And hit sign on. Once you are signed in, do not close the window, just go back to Measure Square and click on that name again, and this time you should get a prompt for a PDF. Open that PDF, and that will be the file that you are sending over to Lowe's. The first few pages will be the ISST order form, followed by your estimation info and your diagram. If you have any, do you have any questions at this point, Alicia?
No.
No? Okay, so if everything looks fine, you can go ahead and close this preview and go ahead and send that email over to Lowe's. If you select on mail, you could enter the email addresses that you wish to send it to. If you want to send it to more than one email address, just separate it with a comma. For example, you want to send it to joe@measuresquare.com and alicia@measuresquare.com. You hit the comma, then select enter alicia@measuresquare.com. This way, the message is being sent to multiple people. You'll see right next to attachments, we already have the Veronica P PDF attachment. That's the one that we previewed previously. If you want to add any additional comments, you can enter them in the message field and hit send mail, and the system will now send this email packet over to the people suggested. Do you have any questions, Alicia?
No.
No? Okay, so then that basically gets you the workflow from A through Z. Once you receive the ISST and you send it back, everything should look fine. Do you have any questions?
Yes. What about if they change their mind about carpet and they want tile?
Okay, so if they want to now change the product from carpet to tile, you don't have to redraw your diagram or create any new job profiles. You can simply duplicate the previous diagram and just change the product to appear with the product that the customer wants now. If you go down about midway to where it says diagram C++, you'll see that the original diagram that we created earlier. If you select Save As, the system will duplicate this diagram for you. Just enter the name with a slight variance so that you can find it on when you upload it. So for example, we'll do Veronica P with tile this time and hit Save. Now when we go back to our diagram C++, we'll see that the system has generated a new diagram. that now says Veronica P. Tile. If we edit this one, it'll have the same properties as the previous diagram, except that now we can just apply tile and then create the estimation with a tile estimation. Give me one moment while I apply tile. So once you apply your tile and everything looks fine, you will follow the same steps as before. You go over to estimate and make sure that all the estimation information is correct. Then go over to the worksheet and import the estimation so that it updates with the current product that you applied. Once all the changes have been made and everything looks fine, you can go over to File and upload the project back to the server. Do you have any questions, Alicia?
No.
Okay, so once you've selected everything on the print option and everything looks fine, select OK so that the system can upload this project over to our server. Okay, so now on step 2 out of 5, instead of using the already uploaded ISST order form, we will use a blank one. So use the blank order one and then hit next. On this page, you want to just make sure that the type now matches the one for the refigure, such as tile that the customer requested now. You want to make sure that everything appended to is correct as how you want it to appear in the ISST, and you also want to make sure that you round up the quantity. Do you have any questions?
No.
No? Okay, so once everything looks fine on this page, select Next and go to step 4 out of 5. On this page is where you can review the ISST one final time and make any changes that you need to, such as selecting the correct labor category. If you want to add any comments, you can also add them at this point, such as just tapping above the dash lines and entering the comment that you want to. If everything looks fine, go ahead and hit Save and New, and now the system will create a finished estimation packet with ceramic tile. Just go back to the Floorlink tab and go back to Veronica's job page, and we'll see that we should have 2 finished estimations now. The first one will be for carpet, and the second one will be for tile, as we just refigured right now. If you tap on her name next to tile, the system will ask if you want to open the PDF for Veronica. Select Open and wait for it to download. When it opens, you will see the new ISST order packet that now has the information with ceramic tile and this estimation information for ceramic tile. Once everything looks fine, you can go ahead and send this packet over the same as you would before. Just close this window and select Mail and enter the email address that you want to send it to. Do you have any other questions, Alicia?
No.
Okay. Thank you for listening to my training. I hope to speak to you soon.